What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and I am already sure you guys are well aware of what today is, but if not, let me go ahead and let you in on it. Today is the Milestone Showcase Day. The KMS 2024 Summer Update Showcase is happening today, June 8th at 4 p.m. KST. So we about to be there, and it's about to go crazy. And for those of y'all that are trying to see me in the suit, well, that's Twitch exclusive, so you better be there or be square, my friend. So this video does serve as a bit of an announcement, but it's also kind of sort of like a prediction video as well, over what I have been doing for updates in the past. And over here, sitting here, I think I took like 30 minutes writing down notes, maybe thinking about what might come, even though I don't really have much. I don't have much in mind because I truly don't know what to expect fully, because what I wanted to do is kind of add in some of the obvious things that we're getting, but also at the same time, maybe throw in a few things here and there that we've never gotten before, just to, you know, spice things up a little bit, because we're always getting, you know, something kind of sort of new in every patch that people generally don't expect. Kind of like how we did with Dreamer when it came with High Mountain. I don't think a single person expected High Mountain. If anything, people expected a new boss to come out, but hey, we're just gonna see how everything will end up turning out. Let me go ahead and get started. First part is going to be entirely about 6 Job, another expansion on 6 Job, and I think this expansion could go one of two ways. Number one, we get a new mastery and a new skill core. They will finally be working on the skill cores that we have 5 extra free slots on, and they haven't really, you know, let us do anything with these yet. So it might actually finally be about time. Also, I got something, a bone to pick with some of y'all. When y'all refer to skill cores, y'all are always talking about origins. Let me look. An origin skill is this skill right here, right? It is a 6-minute cooldown, full map cutscene ability, takes up the entire map, has this thing going on, does a ton of damage, basically used for, you know, every 2 or 3 bursts, depending on if you play a 2 or 3 minute class. Not every new skill, well, I really do not believe every new skill we are getting is going to be an origin skill. I think when they say origin, it even says right here, the origin skill on the side, oh, these are your most powerful skill, blah, 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 inflicts the absolute bind for 10 seconds. Like, that will not be every skill core. Let me let y'all in on that real quick. So if we do get a new skill, it could be similar to the new skills that we got in 5th Job. It will just be like kind of stronger looking versions, you know, newer skills that look cooler, you know, all that stuff. But it is not going to be an origin 6-minute FMA cooldown skill. That's what an origin skill is. That is not the rest of these skill cores. Now that I gotten that out of the way, let me go ahead and move on to something else. I think the second possible outcome would be for them to release 2 mastery cores, but no skill cores. They're going to release 2 mastery cores to finish up the mastery slots as soon as they possibly can. Because one of their gripes about releasing 6 Job when they did in New Age was that they figured the system was released a little too early. But I think they just wanted to jump it because, you know, that was their 20th anniversary of the game, and they really wanted to celebrate it with an absolute massive patch. So they had to release 6 Job with what they had. And one of the first things they talked about working on immediately getting done is the mastery cores. So it is a pretty believable outcome for them to want to just, you know, finish up these last 2 mastery core slots before we move into anything else, and then we start getting skill cores as soon as it's winter. But if I were to really pick what I think we're gonna get first, though, is we are getting a new mastery and a new skill. Just because. So we'll see. And they need to start filling up these slots too, because it's about to be a year now, so come on. And then next thing on the list is HEXA Stat. We are finally getting the second HEXA Stat Core. I think I mentioned this for the Dreamer showcase, but it never happened. But screw it. We're getting the second HEXA Stat Core and an even slight possibility of getting the third, because we didn't get the second HEXA Stat Core in Dreamer. It depends on how fast they want to start releasing this stuff. Also, I feel like HEXA Stat Core will be a level gated feature where you will unlock 1 new core on HEXA Stat every 5 levels. So you get your first core at 260, your second one at 265, your third one at 270. And then of course when they release more in the future, your 4th at 275, your 5th at 280, and then you will have all 6 HEXA Stat Cores unlocked by the time you are level 285. That will give players a bit of a more reason to want to level up and, you know, get, you know, the damage gains, those every 5 level intervals and whatnot. And then lastly, if we do get new skills, we are going to have so many skills that require so many fragments to be able to max out that 1k grind that you need to do at the start of 6 suddenly added an extra 400 hours in Dreamer if you want to go for Soul Janus level 30. But then if we get a new mastery and a new skill core, that's probably going to add at least an extra 300 hours to the grind, and I'm sure they will acknowledge this and be like, okay, this is a ton of freaking grind. So I think what we will plan on doing at this point is we will decrease the cost of upgrading all 6 job skills by 20% to the best of their ability regarding Sol Erda and fragments. So more or less, it's going to be hard to decrease Sol Erda cost by 20% unless they start making like the lower levels of mastery cores cost energy instead. Like, you know, level 1 to 2 is 800 energy instead of 1 Sol Erda. I'm not sure if that's something they'll do, but you never know what can happen. But on top of that, I think on top of the decreased cost, I think new 6 job users will also come with a starting package of 5 Sol Erda and 100 fragments. I think we're kind of getting around to that time where I believe this is when they will eventually start adding, you know, a little bit of ease of access to 6 job for those new players as they reach, you know, this level. And I think events later on in this patch as well and other sources of content will help out with 6 job prog by giving more Sol Erda, more fragments, and all that stuff. Next up, going for content, right? I believe that they will finally go ahead and make a brand new Monster Park door between this door right here and Monster Park Extreme and actually start giving us real Grandis Monster Parks. Now, this one, I'm not sure about the likelihood of them adding this, but I think if they want players to go ahead and start catching up on various levels, it's about that time. However, I do believe they will have a slow start towards it, so they will only ever add Cern and Arcus. Currently with Monster Park EXP, I believe the last 2, Labyrinth of Suffering gives like 7 bill and Limbo gives 7.7, and that's pretty much it for those. So at level 260, you unlock Cern and Arcus at 265, and I think the EXP they will give will be similar to what, you know, the daily quests give. So Cern, the base EXP will be like 14 bill, and then Arcus, the base EXP will be 19 bill. A big jump, but hey, you know how it is. And then there's also the Sunday Maples coming in now, which I also want to announce that if you saw the leaked GMS patch notes for the Go West patch, it seems like they will also be doing the exact same thing as KMS, and they are getting rid of 50% Monster Park EXP days to replace them with 250% Monster Park EXP days. So on days like that, players within, you know, the level 260 to 270 range going at Cern or Arcus Monster Park will be getting a ton of experience, and the level prog will be insanely good. Next up, for the very high level players, I believe you will get a sub area that will be accessed at level 285, you know, some extra Grandis lore after what happened to Carcion, and you will end up fighting a level 290 boss known as Limbo. This picture here is something that is fan-made. You know, I actually woke up this morning and I thought it was like a genuine leak, and I got really pissed off, but I'm like fairly certain that this is fan-made. However, I think the likelihood of Limbo being a boss is very, very possible, and we are definitely overdue for a brand new in-game boss coming up as well. I believe Limbo will drop either Eternal Shoe, Glove, or Cape, but if I were to really guess of what it could be next, it could be Glove. Because honestly, it does not matter. They probably want to go ahead and get people started, you know, spending crazy amounts of money on gloves as soon as they possibly can, because as you all know, outside of WSE and maybe Hat, gloves roll some of the best potentials you can get, which is crit damage. And then on top of that, we will go beyond the Limbo boss and then release a level 290 area, because it's definitely possible. When New Age came out and Carcion was announced as level 285 area, there were less than 1,000 people in the game, roughly about 800 people in the game at the time who were level 285, and I know I was not one of them at that time, not a chance. I was like level 280, I don't even think I was 281. I think I hit 281 on day 1 of the New Age patch last year, so I was like, you know, falling behind a bit, but I really do believe it is about that time they go ahead and release a 290 area. Not necessarily a new boss at that particular area just yet, but we'll see what they get in the future. We'll be getting expansion on Grandis symbols, potentially. Nobody says that has to follow the same rules as Arcane. We could get, you know, 9 Grandis symbols for all that matters, but There's only one way to find out. And then while this showcase name may be Milestone, the patch update name might not actually be Milestone. However, I do believe they are still going to use this Milestone name for something, and the only thing I can think of is a revamp to the Maple Guide. At the very least, the rewards that we get from this system. Because I'm gonna be honest, the base rewards that we get off of, like, you know, various level ranges, they aren't really that good. And you can only claim them one time per account and all that, but what I really do believe is they are going to just greatly expand on the rewards that we will get off of this thing here. They're going to give even more useful items and stuff, unlike these like index hats or whatever, you know, just a singular slot expansion. I think they're going to really go out of the way to give a lot of genuine good free stuff to be able to progress your account. Things that can maybe get your Legion up as well, probably give out a bunch of mega burnings for the lower game levels, and then also give out rewards past 200, because the rewards here, they stop at 200, but going past 200, we could get rewards such as arcane symbol selectors, node stones, all that stuff, and then maybe even going beyond 260 when we get 6 shop advancements, players will be able to earn extra fragments, extra Sol Erda, extra authentic symbol selectors, all of that stuff, going all the way up to, you know, every single area in the game you will unlock a new milestone reward based off of this content guide. So while I do think the content guide for the most part is still like really nice and they can keep most of this, I think they would revamp this general just this general part here, while also just giving out really good rewards for every new area that we reach, because that would technically, you know, those will all technically be milestones, and there's gotta be some particular reason why they would use this name. But that's just my little small prediction on what I think milestone could be used for, but it could be anything really. I also think to further get players to level 300 and start making level 300 a genuine possibility in this patch, they will once again make another EXP curve from level 270 to 299. In my opinion, I think it will probably be around the range of 10 to 20%, but really any number works, and this will also help players who are also at the higher level that want to access the 290 areas as well. And with the EXP stuff they've been giving us, it will absolutely most certainly be possible for a good chunk of the players who are at least already at crossing on to be able to make it to level 290 in a reasonable amount of time. And then lastly, for events, there will be a hyper burning event for sure, going from level 10 to 260, but I also think that particular hyper burning character will receive something called breakthrough rewards all the way up to level 275, with breakpoints at 260, 265, 270, and 275, which once again will reward you additional Sol Erda, additional fragments, and even a level 3 Grandis symbol of each area that you unlock, just so you make sure that you get your sack symbol up at the rate that you be progressing with, you know, the curve and the new monster parks and just all the extra stuff that we've been getting. And then of course the additional 6 job materials to help further the progression of 6 job the way it currently is right now. We'll have a similar style event to New Age and Dreamer with the whole calendar action going on, but I also believe they will finally, maybe potentially, retire the Sol Erda reward for every server from all these events, and they will replace it with a coupon that gives you either 1 Sol Erda or 30 fragments, because this is a coupon that did exist in the game. They gave it out during the Dreamer patch if you roll the one of the Richie vaults, like the one on the left that get like the lesser rewards. So this is an item that is in the game. However, I think they need to start giving this out as calendar rewards to replace whatever this is. So I mean, whatever it is, just Sol Erda, but I think it'd be cool to give players the choice on whether they want to choose between getting the Erda or getting the fragments. And that is it. Of course, those are my core predictions. I think the patch could include all that stuff, but also not be limited to just that alone. There could be even more. There could be another system of power they're trying to cook up. Anything goes for what could possibly happen tonight. So we're about to see, and we're about to find out. Once again, I am streaming tonight. If you are watching this video as it is coming out, I will be live probably around 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is roughly 6 hours before the showcase. And we're gonna be up all night. We're gonna go through everything, see what happens, and post back as soon as I, you know, have the energy to after some rest. And that's gonna be that. I really do hope I see y'all tonight. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching the video. and I will see you guys in the next one.